Africa is home to individuals with extraordinary journeys, marked by rare physical conditions or unique secular traditions. This text explores 10 striking stories that illustrate human resilience, cultural diversity, and the crucial importance of medical awareness across the continent. Number 10. Manuta Bol, the humanitarian giant of Sudan. Manuta Bol transcended his status as a National Basketball Association (NBA) star player to embody an exemplary model of international philanthropy. His physical stature, reaching 2.31 meters, 7 feet 7 inches, although exceptional and making him an outstanding defender, was only one facet of his legacy. After his sports career, he rigorously used his notoriety and considerable financial resources to address the humanitarian crisis in Sudan, his war-torn home country. This targeted commitment included logistical and material support for Sudanese refugees, as well as direct advocacy with international bodies for human rights and the establishment of lasting peace. Bol's journey professionally demonstrates how a genetic particularity and a publicized career can be deliberately transformed into a powerful ethical and political lever, moving away from the sporting spotlight to focus on concrete aid. His work underscores the responsibility of public figures to actively engage in social causes, making his generosity of spirit a more lasting societal legacy than his athletic records alone. He thus established a standard for post-career commitment, proving that leadership can be exercised well beyond the playing fields. Number 9. Grace, rebirth after isolation in the DRC. Grace's story illustrates the critical issue of access to specialized surgical care in sub-Saharan Africa, particularly in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Faced with a massive facial tumor, her life was overshadowed not only by an imminent physical threat, including a high risk of asphyxia and chronic pain, but also by severe social ostracism exacerbated by the scarcity of local surgical resources and the stigma associated with malformations. The turning point in her destiny came thanks to the highly specialized intervention of the Mercy Ship's medical teams, a vital mobile surgical platform that provides cutting-edge care in coastal and isolated areas. The success of this complex reconstructive surgery symbolizes much more than a technical feat. It represents a complete restoration of the individual's dignity, identity, and, by extension, social and educational integration. Grace's strong will to pursue a career in the medical field testifies to her resilience in the face of trauma. This proves that access to modern surgery can transform a journey of survival into a professional vocation serving one's own community, creating a multiplier effect of hope and local competence. Number 8. The Mbalantu women, guardians of a hair tradition. In the regions of Angola and Namibia, Mbalantu women perpetuate a hair tradition that is a pillar of their identity and ancestral social structure. This secular practice goes beyond mere hairstyling. It uses natural and laborious techniques involving the application of powdered tree bark, ochre earth, and specific oils to stimulate and maintain the exceptional growth of their braids, often reaching an impressive length, sometimes down to the floor. The maintenance of this demanding hair is a commitment undertaken from adolescence and symbolizes patience and discipline. Professionally speaking, this ritual is a strong temporal and social marker. Each length and style corresponds to a stage achieved in community life, from entry into adulthood to maturity and marriage, conferring a distinct social status. This tradition is an eloquent testament to African cultural ingenuity and its capacity to resist Western standardization trends. It magnifies a physical trait, transforming it into a tangible symbol of pride, perseverance, and a solidly anchored collective identity, while preserving botanical and aesthetic know-how transmitted from generation to generation. Number 7. Munir Foura, the Algerian colossus facing acromegaly. Munir Foura, recognized in Algeria for his imposing stature, saw his life defined by the complications of a rare endocrine pathology, gigantism, often induced by a pituitary gland dysfunction, usually a tumor. Beyond the often exploited media image of a giant, his existence was marked by a series of chronic medical challenges, including cardiac and joint complications, as well as the need for complex surgical interventions aimed at controlling or stabilizing his abnormal hormonal growth. His journey highlights the practical and medical difficulties generated by an extreme physical condition in a poorly adapted environment, requiring constant adjustments in daily life, from transport to clothing. Muni's case is a professional reminder of the urgency of early endocrine diagnosis and management through surgery or medication in Africa to mitigate long-term complications and improve the quality of life for individuals affected by growth disorders. He symbolizes resilience in the face of continuous physical vulnerability and the imperative for specialized care, highlighting the structural inadequacy of the world for extreme dimensions. Number 6, Emmanuel, the fight against facial stigmatization. The story of Emmanuel, also known as Hassan, is a poignant illustration of the devastating impact of physical malformation combined with socioeconomic precarity in certain regions. Born with a severe ocular malformation, the young boy had to face constant physical suffering, social isolation induced by community rejection, often based on superstition, and, tragically, paternal abandonment. His critical condition requires heavy and multiple reconstructive surgery, the absence of which deprives him of a normal life, notably fundamental access to education. The central and heroic element of this story is the unwavering dedication of his mother, Donata, who, despite extreme poverty and persistent social hostility, embodies the strength of familial attachment as a last resort. This case serves as an urgent professional call for international mobilization to fund pediatric reconstructive surgery programs and establish psychological and social support mechanisms for families. It highlights that behind every unusual physical condition lies a potential future that depends entirely on compassion, global medical intervention, and the fight against social prejudice. Number 5, the elderly with hypertrophied features, a genetic mystery. The observation of cases of elderly individuals presenting atypical nasal or facial hypertrophies in certain African communities is a phenomenon that underscores the complexity of human genetic diversity and the rare long-term manifestations of tissue growth. These unusual tissue formations, lacking clear diagnosis, could result from unidentified genetic syndromes, sequelae of infectious diseases, or specific environmental causes. Although often undocumented by in-depth clinical diagnoses due to lack of means or access, these cases suggest genetic variations or rare dermatological syndromes warranting increased scientific attention. These examples of aging marked by exceptional physical traits highlight the paramount importance of epidemiological and genetic studies on the continent to identify underlying hereditary or environmental factors and develop prevention strategies. Professionally, they serve to promote a culture of acceptance of biological diversity and call for unconditional respect for the dignity of the elderly, regardless of physical alterations due to age or largely unexplored genetic conditions, avoiding any stigma based on appearance. Number 4, Sulemana Abdul Samid, Awuche, the resilience of a Ghanaian giant. Sulemana Abdul Samid, nicknamed Awuche, has become an emblematic figure in northern Ghana. His continued gigantism, resulting from acromegaly, having attracted international and national attention. His daily life is a living testament to the logistical challenges faced by individuals with extreme proportions, including constraints related to tailored clothing, unsuitable housing, and difficulties with movement that require ingenious solutions. Despite these constant material obstacles, Awuche has successfully maintained a positive attitude, a strong social presence, and remarkable community integration. His story highlights the realities of managing hormonal growth disorders in contexts where access to treatments to curb this growth, such as pituitary surgery or somatostatin analogs, is very limited. By using his stature and notoriety to raise public awareness of the challenges of acromegaly and the specific needs of affected individuals, he transforms his personal condition into an effective public health advocacy tool, proving that physical greatness does not circumscribe the limits of ambition or social utility. Number 3. Gabriel Esteban Monjane, A Life Between Records and Fragility. Gabriel Monjane, a native of Mozambique, held a world record, officially recognized as the tallest man in the world in the late 1980s. His gigantism was the direct consequence of a pituitary gland lesion, likely exacerbated or triggered by a fall during childhood. While this exceptional height earned him international notoriety, particularly through media engagements in the circus industry, it had devastating repercussions on his health and quality of life. Monjane's case illustrates the poignant duality between the public's fascination with physical extremes and the often painful and complex clinical reality. His excessive growth was accompanied by severe chronic physical suffering, notably disabling joint problems, scoliosis, and extremely reduced mobility, inevitably leading to a premature end of life. His journey is a professional reminder that untreated gigantism represents a major health risk, and that the ephemeral glory of the physical feat must not obscure the constant struggle of these individuals for survival, pain management, and access to adequate palliative and curative care. Number 2, the Mercy people, the culture of lip ornamentation. In the Omo Valley in Ethiopia, the Mercy people are distinguished by a body modification tradition unique in the world, the wearing of large lip plates by women. This practice, initiated during complex rituals in adolescence, is a profound manifestation of identity, an indicator of feminine beauty according to endogenous criteria, and a symbol of ethnic pride. It is intrinsically linked to the Mercy social structure, acting as a crucial rite of passage and a visible marker of belonging. Although this custom often arouses external curiosity, it is a pillar of the group's internal cohesion and even influences matrimonial transactions. The text emphasizes the complexity of this custom in the face of modern tourism, where the need to preserve ancestral rights must be reconciled with global economic dynamics, sometimes creating a financial dependence on cultural performance. The Mercy demonstrate notable cultural resilience, managing to maintain the integrity of their identity and traditional values while navigating a world that often seeks to transform their uniqueness into a simple, marketable visual curiosity, forcing a delicate balance between tradition and economic modernity. Number 1. John Waweru, the expression of uniqueness through nails. John Waweru, in Kenya, made a deliberate and prolonged choice to transform a physical trait into a source of personal expression and unconventional economic success. By letting his nails grow for over 4 decades, he created a form of living body art that conferred significant media notoriety and non-negligible tourist appeal. This endeavor, although eccentric by global social standards, required rigorous discipline and significant physical adjustments to manage his daily life, illustrating a total commitment to his aesthetic project. Waweru's case is a study of how a voluntarily maintained physical singularity can become a lever for financial independence, even wealth creation, by breaking cycles of precarity through originality and personal entrepreneurship. His professional story testifies to the individual's capacity to transform a particularity, even one as unusual as extreme nail length, into a distinct socio-economic asset, capitalizing on uniqueness to generate lasting value and recognition that surpasses traditional expectations. Number 11. Unforeseen moment. This ancient image testifies to a traditional clothing practice present in certain African societies. Men wore symbolic ornaments integrated into the social codes of their era. These attributes, used during official or ritual functions, reflected the identity, status, and cultural values transmitted from generation to generation. In conclusion, these narratives testify to the incredible strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity and difference. Beyond appearances, these journeys call for more empathy, reminding us that every life, despite its physical or cultural challenges, possesses inalienable dignity and remarkable potential.